Welcome, I'm Ryan Glover, and thank you for joining me for Glover Unfiltered. Now, you feel rich yet? Well, if you don't come July 1st, you sure are going to. Because Mark Carney, he's going to be cutting your taxes by a whole $33 a month. Now, that's really going to help pay for how expensive everything's going to get.
They need to see improvements in their affordability. We promised a middle-class tax cut, leading to over $800 of savings for two-income households. We're acting.
Now, Mark Carney, he's the one who claimed, he said he was going to be tough on America, he was going to be tough on Trump, he was going to put retaliatory tariffs on, he was going to really try and back up Canada, show you how tough he was. But it turns out he was actually lying to you the whole time. 2 weeks prior to the election, he actually took off almost all tariffs for the United States. Now, he's told you that he was keeping those tariffs. He was going to play hardball. He was going to use all the money that Canada was going to make from those tariffs to help with the companies and all the damage that's going to be caused economically to Canada. But it turns out it was all just a lie, and he didn't believe any of that. Now, you should, if anyone who voted for him, you should feel betrayed, and you should also be extraordinarily upset with exactly what he's done. Now, the only tariffs he basically didn't take off was the one on food incoming to Canada, so that's going to make things even more expensive for you. Up to this point, the grocery stores have actually bought a big supply beforehand, before the tariffs even went into effect, so that they could stock up, but now they're actually running out of the stock, so very soon you're going to see the prices at the grocery store just skyrocket. So, if you think Mark Carney, he's in it for you, he's surely not. He's in it for his own self. He's in it to line his own pocket. I mean, the first thing he did is he moved his company to the States once he found out that the tariffs may or may not even come into effect. But once Trump threatened tariffs, he said, hey, I'm not going to stick around for this, but, you know, maybe I should lead the country and pretend that I care about what's going on. So, I don't know. Canada's going to be in a rough spot. Mark Carney's not going to stand up to Donald Trump. He already showed it during the press conference they had.
When you consider what Mr. Carney just said, that Canada's not for sale, does this make the discussion a little more difficult to start on?
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, time will tell. It's only time. But I say, never say never. I've had many things that were not doable, and they ended up being doable. And
the price of things are going to start rising again. Inflation is going to go rampant, like it did, potentially as bad as it did during COVID, maybe even worse. Mark Carney's not even going to come up with a real budget till the fall. He's going to spend like his life depends on it. So the bill's just going to get passed back on to us. Inflation's going to go through the roof. We're going to have to keep printing money. Our interest payments are going to keep going up and up, even though we're already paying over $1 billion a week just in interest. The amount of things Canada could do with that extra money, but we're not anywhere close to balancing the budget. In fact, we're just getting worse and worse and worse.
And the budget will balance itself. What we need to do is create an economy that works for Canadians.
I'd be surprised if we even get a half-decent trade deal at this point. Mark Carney's not a great politician. He clearly doesn't know what he's doing. The people he's put in power, they're not going to help bring Canada together. They're not going to be great for Canada. They've already said no pipelines. Their housing ideas are disasters.
We're getting government back in the business of building affordable homes.
Back into the business of housing in this country. Back into the housing business, back into the business of investing in housing.
To double the pace of housing construction.
Our government wants to see housing construction double.
So I don't know what you're expecting from this government, but I personally don't see great times ahead. But let me know what you think. And as always, stay curious, my friends.